get going for my confession. I'm going to send a flare up for all of my cool kid friends to join, but not before I let you know that you're loved and lovable. You've always been loved and lovable, and you're always going to be loved and lovable for the rest of your life. Hi, Progressive. Long time no see. I've come today to share my feelings on the world as an artist and light worker. I do have a few slides. You don't usually stay around long, Progressive. But if you were to stay, there are going to be a few slides that I present about my life and what I experience as a light worker here on the planet. It's not for the faint of heart. It's not for those who lack truth and integrity. There are people who lack genuine truth and integrity in the theater business and beyond. And their lack of integrity, or the fact that they're trapped inside of themselves, has no bearing on how I live and what I do in my affairs. I am going to share this out, though, to the network because sometimes they pretend like I don't, and I do. It's Third Chakra Thursday, which means that there's a power in what we speak. Words have power. We do not take that for granted. There are a couple of things that I do want to talk about, though, today. And the community may show up, or they may not. I'm definitely going to keep this one up for the replay, though, because important things need to be said. Several times today, in my travels through life, in spirit and in truth, I've been confronted with the idea that I should tone down who I am. That I should tone down my ashe. Hi, Starlight. That I should tone down the power of my love and my persistence, that people are clear and direct. Because of all of my nonsensical nature, and trust me, a lot of my nature can be nonsensical because a lot of your natures are also nonsensical. Humans are very nonsensical beings. They can switch it up and they can change based on their hormones and emotions. So you never truly know what you're going to get from another human, but there are rules of engagement and dignity that we play by. Those of us who find ourselves to truly be loved and lovable. But I just want to stop by today to offer just a few confessions. And I've got hundreds and thousands of confessions from over the last 30, 40 years of living. And there's just some things that I want to just talk about and just leave them on record on Instagram and also some other places as appropriate. The first thing is that I have been constantly told over the last year, either in spirit or in truth, that I should behave differently than I do behave. And my community, near and far, and stranger danger and beyond, we all have an interesting way of trying to tell people the way they should act. And it's usually based upon how we would act in a similar situation, even though none of us are the same. We're all having a unique experience. Poppy Water last night and I were talking about this idea called Sondor. S-O-N-D-O-R? I don't know. I looked it up. I don't have extra devices here available, but it's called Sondor. And it's the idea that I teach this all the time. We're all in our own me movie with everyone else floating around. And so it creates more interesting experience of the human condition. But because there are ways in which we would play our lives, or I should say, because there are ways that humanity has collectively joined together to play into this experience, these folks are asking me to tone down my approach, to tone down my sexuality, to tone down my greatness, to tone down my excellence, and I'm not going to do that. Not for any of you. I'm not seeing people who I want to be like at large. So I'm certainly not going to take any feedback from people who are not living and standing in the life that I desire. If you're not standing in the good I desire, in wholeness and integrity and dignity, you're not where I want to be. You'll never be where I want to be if you're not in your wholeness and your integrity and your dignity. This is a problem for people. It's like I'm saying Marze Benuto. I'm trying to feed people, and they're telling me about liability clauses. I'm trying to bring joy to people, and they're telling me about the protesters and the vigilantes. I cannot be concerned in the issue of loving people, in the issue of holding space for people, in the issue of holding freedom and liberation. I cannot care about people who deal in the evil nature of themselves. These people have lost all ground with me because I know what I represent. And I know how it's landing on people in real time. I will not be told to be respectable. I will not tone down for white people in power and their accomplices. And I certainly will not be controlled by material possessions. It goes against my ethos to be manipulated and controlled by people who cannot control themselves. So I will not tone down. I will be never less clear and direct. And I will always speak my truth in love, because you all are afraid of things that go bump in the night, and the things that go bump in the night is you. You are the thing that goes bump in the night. It's you. It's you. They keep asking me to start my own church instead of releasing resources from their gatekeeping. Where I'll start is that we are nothing without community. It's just that the way that you all engage in community and play community is fucking weird. The idea that I would need to start my own, and that was pushed to me today across the table. It sounds like you need to start your own magical mission and ministry and church. And it sounds like that you need to find a following of your own to be taken seriously. This goes right back into start from zero followers, capitalistic, patriarchal mindfuck. I should be able, amongst you so-called good people, to actively launch community. The reason why my community has not launched, and they do not want me to talk about this at all. They want me to hold it all on therapy day. On therapy day. They want me to contain it and hold it all, while simultaneously holding the idea that we are nothing without community. Y'all are standing around me, behaving in certain ways, and not wanting me to say ouch. I'm talking about the person nearest to me to the person 600 miles away. There's a problem here. That I have to start my own church or pull myself up by my own bootstraps to be valuable enough to community. We have done this to each other, and you have done it to me. And we can talk about stories, corroborated stories of me being mandated and pushed into a situation to do it on my own, when you're supposed to be my friends. And that's why I ask of everyone every day. And I started with the lady at the church. I said, are we still friends? Thank you for opening the door for me. You could have left me outside in the cold. You always buzz me in. Are we still friends? Because y'all, you create. And I'm talking to the global y'all with the two people in the room because this is for everybody, including them. Y'all put an interesting plight on a black man that he has to build community on his own and seek his own following to be validated by you so you can give him help. And I have receipts. There are people who are restored here now because they came differently. They talked to me different and they talked to me nice. And when they got back, they found out where the fuck my dignity was inside of them. This is real. Today, I was explaining the pot of lentils. I was explaining the pot of lentils and the table and the piano and the kids choir and the young adult choir and the all community choir. And they launched into conversations about security and liability and protest and threat and the nature of the country and how safe we all are here. I do not accept. Are we still friends? I do not accept undignified friendship. I do not accept naysaying in the face of this nonsense and chaos. I'm trying to feed children, but I need a following to do so. That shit is so fucking weird. And with the whole, have you considered 501c3? That's like the newest thing. Have you considered 501c3? Have you considered starting your own church? And I laid it out for her, what that looks like for me in real time. I'm supposed to suffer for that. I'm supposed to suffer for, y'all want me with receipts. Like text messages. It could be construed that I'm to suffer for that. Even if that's full-time employment for those of you who want me to get a real job. Yes, you. Care infrastructure to my ass. Care infrastructure to my ass. Next slide. When I expose them, some people have already been exposed and they're restored here. There are folks who've actually been exposed and restored. So there's room for everybody. But when I expose them, Poppy Water was exposed last Friday. And y'all can expose me, by the way. I can't wait to be exposed. I can't. Woo! They've been lurking around corners, y'all, since 1972. I cannot wait to be exposed by everybody. Oh, God, let them expose me, God. Please let them expose me. I cannot wait to be exposed by you motherfuckers. You lurking in the corner motherfuckers. He's too nice. He might be a bum. They think I'm homeless at the church. They think I'm homeless at the church. And I have a house that's being held over my head. I cannot wait, God, to be exposed. I promise you. I cannot wait to be exposed. I've been waiting for years to be exposed. I cannot wait. But when I expose them, as I exposed them before, with photographic evidence and videos, I cannot wait when I expose them. They will act like they did nothing. They will take part ownership or whatever the fuck. But I have receipts. And you have receipts. And I want it all on the table so I can tell you why I behaved in the way I behaved. And I want you to tell me why you behaved in the way you behaved. And let that be that. And let that be that. Because there are people here who were exposed by me. And it got really dicey. And they ran hither and thither. But they were exposed. Has a lot to do with what I told that white church secretary lady about. It has a lot to do with the ethnography. Has a lot to do with the ethnography. She goes, have you talked to, because I went in there hot. I went in there, I said, I need emails. Where's the bulletin? And where's the news? Hi, haven't seen you in a while. I know you haven't seen me in a while. I've been licking the wounds of being a wounded healer. I've been licking the wounds of being a wounded healer. Loved and lovable. Where is the bulletin and the newsletter in this motherfucker? She went, oh, I don't have a bulletin, but here's a newsletter. I said, the one with the emails. I want the emails and phone numbers of these people. And she gave it to me. I'm sick. I'm sick. Telling me you should come on the 21st to the evening candlelight concert. It's going to be so special. You can meet people there. I'm trying to do one of those every day. We are not the same. Release the resources. Release the resources. That's all I can't stand. Walking by that beautiful grand piano in an empty room every time I come to visit you. Y'all don't think it's sad that there's a grand piano on wheels that just sits there empty every time I come in the building? I've never seen anybody play it or give life. I'll come to the concert, but it's going to be boring. I don't come to the church. I told her today, I said, they keep texting me, asking me why I don't come to the church no more. It's boring. And I have life. And you try to kill me. I have life. They try to crush me into capitalism here. They try to crush me into codependence. They try to crush me into codependence. I'm going to expose them. As I have before. I'm a man of my word. I'm a man of my word. I can't move this because of the comments. 1 second. I'm not mean. You just gotta find somebody else to play with. And by play with, I mean that some of y'all don't want to mature and actually grow the fuck up. We joke here and say that high school never ends. It is never mean to demand to be treated with dignity and respect, especially by those who claim to love and respect you. I told my therapist this morning, my therapist is also a unbiased friend. I said, I told the audience this week, and there were people close to me in the audience, that you all have never encountered an energy like me a day in your fucking lives. And I know it makes some people feel prickly, like, who does he think he is? But I know who I am. And you don't have a single other friend like me. You just simply don't. You have other unique friends who do their own special things, you know. They milk cows and they run game nights and they have the House of Mommy Wata, and, the list goes on and on of the resume that we all have. But you don't have a me. And I can't make you think that that's special if you don't think it's special. I promise you, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I'm an Aquarius. I just do not give a fuck. I'm a black man here, allegedly. I just do not give a fuck. But I told that secretary today when she was asking me to tone down my everything, I said, you've never seen black excellence like this. That's why you're scared. You just never had a friend like me. And it's been very, very weird and interesting to now recognize that this is how people relate to excellence in their family or friend unit. If you call us friends. They've never had a friend that is this exposed. They've never had a friend that goes live this much. They've never had a friend on Broadway. They never had a friend who was a coach. They never had someone who had that big aura celebrity VIP energy that had nothing to do with them unless it did. And there are things that have something to do with you, and then there are things that simply have absolutely fucking nothing to do with you. And they have a hard time handling that in proximity to me. I told the secretary today, I said, I've seen the looks. I told my therapist too. I've seen the looks on my friend, and I shared this in a live stream earlier in the week. I've seen the looks on my friends' faces in the dining hall when someone was complimenting me on what I did. There's like a splash over effect where they begin to get the shine, they get to get the glow of that friend. And I love getting the glow of my friends. I tell you all the time, I got friends that have master's degrees and things. I wrote my ex-husband's master's degree. I get that splash off effect. But watching people scramble with a diva, high maintenance, high quality friend or otherwise like me has been the challenge. They either want to compete with it or to diminish it, but they can never just chill and shut the fuck up, when it's appropriate, or chill and say something. But it's always this kind of interesting weirdness that is not mine to carry. That is not mine to carry. And I'm not mean. I'm not mean for saying out loud. I challenged my therapist. I said, name one other person in your friend category like me. I'm still waiting. And if you claim to love and respect me, you will dignify me as I see myself so I truly can get the fuck up out of here. And that's to everybody. Last thing. People love drama. And there's one thing that I do well with receipts. I do not know how people are confused about me. People love drama. My high school geography teacher, that's Wagner Keith. People love to arm me. Hey, Teach. Hope you're not tormenting me today. People just love drama. They love it. It's almost like once the pond actually settles, it's like, let's go get another rock to throw in. It's kind of like an ADHD thing. It's kind of like an unsettled energy that needs healing. It's like an anxiety kind of thing. It's just always bubbling there. And because I was being so passionate in the church secretary's office, she asked me, she was like, do you meditate perchance? And I was like, here we go with the tone policing again. Yes, I actually meditate. I'm an emotional program. Like, I'm not the projection that you're putting on me. I do meditate to tell you to move your ass. I do meditate to ask if you're really a friend or not. I do meditate to show me on the ethnography of whiteness where you are. She wrote down a personal AOL email, which means that she's leaning into abolitionist, because she gave me an email that's not on here in pencil. She may be trying to be my friend and set the captive free after all. She might. She goes, you're so like, I've had a friend like you. He did not do well here. I bet he didn't. Because people love the drama. They love to gatekeep and to hide and suppress the magic. They like to position themselves on the chessboard of life such that you can't win with them and you can't win without them. That's how they position themselves around you strategically, thinking that you don't see it. They position themselves so that you can't do well with them because they're distracting as a motherfucker, which is why I'm not as public and out doing live streams all day like I used to, because there's distractions everywhere. And you can't win without them. So, it's crazy. So then they turn up the drama. They try to dramatize situations that are standard things like, vehicle schedules and payment plans for owed money and rent and utilities. Like, they act like rent and utilities is not a thing that's paid consistently for months, and they just start just really turning up the drama. And there's one thing I do well, folks, and I will always do it better than you. Ask Quincy. I turn up the heat on dramatic people. And sometimes that's by giving voice, or sometimes that's by saying nothing at all and filming things. Poppy Water is a theater kid as well. Naughty is a theater kid. Starlight's a theater kid. Tara's for sure a theater kid. Caden's a theater kid. The church secretary's a theater kid. There's a bunch of just theater kids, and they love the Shakespeare. When it should be like ABC 1, 2, 3, but they love the Shakespeare, and so I turn up the heat on those energies, and they can come out of anybody. They can come out of me, frankly. Leon or Leroy is one of my alter egos. But when they turn up the drama and make things very, very tense for me, I've learned to share that tension. And just like right now, it will all play out on camera on purpose. And these people will stand not in the court of my opinion, but in the opinions and minds and gaze of those who truly love me. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be free of all suffering. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be free of all suffering. May you be happy. May you be healthy. And may you be free of all suffering. I'll see y'all around.